With that question, I have heard so many people tell me things that I've said about people that I've never said. Yeah, they say, you don't like this person. Like, really?
They trying to get you to battle somebody.
Exactly.
That's what that is.
I don't have time for that. A few years back, I did a party with some other well-known DJs with among the friends.
Right.
I use that term because you know what that means.
Right.
And first thing they wanted to know, coming in the door, standing up, are you going to battle so-and-so? I was like, I'm not here for that. That's not me.
Right.
And I just withdrew from it all. I don't go to the parties. I don't associate.
That's for the people who's into that. That's for the people who's into that. Everybody is into the music for different reasons. And some of them for more than one reason. And some of them just like to battle. And then maybe they ain't really thinking they're gonna win. They just like to be in the atmosphere of excitement so that they can do their thing. Because any chance they can get to play their music, they want to play their music because it make them feel good.
Yeah, I've done events where people come up to me and the first thing out their mouth, you know what, you better than this person. And believe it or not, that statement offends me. It don't make me feel good. It don't pump my head up. I don't walk away feeling accomplished by them saying that.
Right.
Because really, if you're tearing down another DJ, you're tearing down yourself. Or you're tearing down your own craft. And when I play for people, I'm not playing for you to compare me to someone, but to appreciate who I am as a separate entity.
Exactly.
And appreciate the artwork of what I'm spending.
The art.
How
it's an art.
Not to say I'm better than somebody or, yeah, did you hear this? Who cares?
Right.
So
it's art.
Can I put it any more plainer?
That's art, just like you said, just like a painting. Everybody that sees, say for instance, there's a model in front of them, everybody paint that model, the same model from their perspective. And even this and you can't say none of them are good or none are better or none are worse. Why? Because you can't tell me my perception of what I hear or what I see is less than somebody else's. You can't judge me. This is my perception. This is what my eyes see. So it's what the ear sees. Yeah. Or the ears hear. Okay. So what do you like to do outside of music?
Eat. I love food. I love to cook.
Oh.
My wife will tell you. This is my wife.
That's an awesome
She's
thing.
also my manager. I'll say that for the record. You're my manager. But I love to cook. So I cook for my girls. I cook for my wife. I love the arts. I love watching operas and orchestras play and different obscure movies, photography. Shout out to Sean Needham. We have to get together and do some work, but I've been digging his artwork. Recently, he takes some beautiful pictures.
He is gifted.
He's on a.
He's gifted.
Yeah, he's on his way. What else do I like to do? I don't know what I like to do.
You like to spend time with your family, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's the fun thing right there.
I love living.
And that's what's happening. Hey, I ain't gonna look. We all love living. Okay, what would be your dream gig? Never thought about it.
Want to be a room full of a lot of people that's enjoying themselves?
Never thought about that, huh? Well, have you already lived your dream?
I believe I'm living a dream now. I don't know if that sounds humble or aloof. I really don't, but I'm living a dream now.
Every day that you play your music is your dream gig.
I'm thankful for every event that I do, and I feel special when I do it, be it if I'm working with someone who's really difficult or one where everything goes right. I'm living a dream now. There when I started out doing this, I didn't have a goal of being in front of 20,000 people,
Right.
spinning here or spinning with this person,
Right.
because I felt good in what I was doing with them. I was comfortable with myself.
Because it was your expression.
I think as far as a dream gig, it's not necessarily a dream gig, but necessarily just a status in life where people respect what I do and give me credit for what I've done. And I think those two things in itself would just be the icing on top of, if I did have a dream like that, a dream just to be respected and to be appreciated.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we all want. Respect me and appreciate me for what I do, because of what you, I mean, without music, this world would be dull. Oh my God, it'd be dull. What was your defining moment in your career, or do you feel like it has happened already? Or do you feel like it's not happened yet?
I couldn't put my hand on one in particular defining moment. There's little bitty moments that make up the definition of who I am. One such instance is a disc jockey that I wasn't even aware really knew I existed, but he's a producer. And he is someone who was huge on the Chicago scene. One day I was just watching his broadcast and he picked me out. He said, "Yo, LaHawk, I salute you. I appreciate you, man. You know, you're a good dude." And I'm sitting there, I'm like, You're like me? You know, I
Did that
appreciated
Scooby-Doo.
because I didn't think he even knew who I was. You know, so I appreciate that. I appreciate when
Sweet.
people from other parts of the industry, maybe they play in a band,
Right.
and they're not a DJ, but they're a live instrumentalist, come to me and say, "You know, LaHawk, I appreciate that set you did. That was beautiful. I appreciate how you put sound together." To me, those are defining moments. One defining moment is when I really came to appreciate how music affects people, how it really affects people. I was doing a event for this city, for this lady named Dee Murph. People probably know what she is, way over on like 83rd and Athens, somewhere over there. And I was in the backyard and I was playing tracks. And I put on First Choice, Let No Man Put Us Under. Just a straight Ram's horn version, no special edit or nothing.
Love that song.
And there was this girl there. And I didn't know what she was. The girl yelled out and fell to her knees and started crying. And I'm looking around like, what is wrong with her? And she's like, her father was a DJ and he had died.
Aww.
And she, you know, house music was just deep in her and she hadn't heard that track,
Since then.
you know, live in years. And it affected her like that. I was like, yo, look at the record, like, this really does something. It touched
I love
her.
that song. I love that song.
To me, that was defining. That was definitely defining. Another moment that I would say in a number of defining moments was one of the first events where I played out in a public setting outside was for this young man, he's not young, Reggie, in his backyard. And I remember asking Reggie, I said, "Yo, how many people are coming?" He said, "Oh, about 30 or 40 people." You know, he was like on 103rd and Forest or Prairie, somewhere in there in Roseland.
Yeah.
And I said, "All right, I'll do your party." He said, "It's just a small backyard get together." And started spinning. I was spinning Ghetto House then, Dance Mania stuff, footwork and stuff, the prelude to footwork and stuff, Acid House and stuff, tracks.
Yes.
And started spinning, and that 30 people turned into 300 people
Yes.
in this boy's backyard.
Everybody in the neighborhood heard it, and they just
rocking them,
drove.
that just blew my mind. I was like, okay. I said, this is how it works.
Yes, that's how it
Of course,
works.
the police shut it down eventually.
Because it was gonna grow. It was just gonna keep growing.
That was
But
a moment
that's-
I remember.
that's awesome.
And I said that was hot.
Oh
you know?
man, you just be putting ideas in my head when you be talking.
That had to be like early 90s, maybe.
That's
early
what I
mid-90s.
love it.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, what equipment or brand of equipment do you use?
Of course, I have the standard Technique 1200 turntables, which has been the standard for DJs for decades.
Yes.
But unfortunately, they don't make them in the form that we use them anymore. They have a much higher grade now. And I think those turntables like $5,000
Right.
a piece, something crazy. They were already high.
Right.
But they're like astronomically high now.
Man.
But I do have Technique 1200s. I use Denon as my CDJ type of decks. I use Newmark. I use very little Pioneer stuff, and it's not that I have anything against Pioneer, but I'm not the type of person that goes with the status quo.
Right.
Every place you go, Pioneer.
Yeah.
You know, like this is the only good
Like it's a
equipment out
staple.
there.
Like it's the staple in the
Everybody's
industry.
using Pioneer, and I'm not taking that from them, but there's other good equipment out there. So I choose Denon, I choose Newmark. Plus, by me being left-handed and me everybody knows me, I have like a slow demeanor. I need something that moves.
When you
And
say
the
move.
deck that I use have moving platters. Everything I use, the platters actually have a motor that moves, because it throws me off to this day, the CDJ stuff where it doesn't really move.
Right.
I need that feel of a real turntable.
Right.
So I use Newmark, Denon techniques because it has movable platters. So that's some of the things I use. Then I use different softwares like Acid Pro, Ableton. I have a machine at home by Native Instruments, and I use that to do edits and remixes and stuff like that.
Okay. All right. So it says, how did your sound change over time?
I believe it got deeper. And what I mean by deeper, meaning I spent a lot of things that are not mainstream. I think around the mid-90s, I don't know if it happens with every generation or if this generation is just special, but my opinion, I'm not a master, my opinion only, the music started getting so raunchy and lackluster and lacking any type of substance, in my opinion.
That you gotta go
And
underground.
then with all these stations merging together, clear channelism, where everything, if you notice when you go through the stations, all the stations go to the commercial break at the same time. When they come
Playing
back,
the
they're playing the
same
same
songs.
rotation. And don't get me wrong, I love the Cardi B's and all that stuff too. You can put that in or not. I'm like, oh, you listen to Cardi B? It's not that.
You can't help it. If you listen to the
it's
radio, it's what's up.
I love trap. But on the same token, I think it caused me to put a lot of that music away, where I wouldn't play it for my guests, and started picking different musics that I felt would expand their horizons more. Sometimes they appreciate it, sometimes they don't. Here in Chicago, in my opinion, a lot of people are ADD, and me included, and we don't want to push forward in music. We want to play the older stuff and not the newer stuff. We don't want to find out what's going on in different places. So we go with whatever's being played, and that's not right. You should want to reach out and hear these other things.
Like that alternative underground music.
Exactly.
Sweet.
You know, if you
Sweet.
are at a club and the DJ is throwing some new stuff, give it a chance.
Right. It's
I
got
don't
nice.
know what that is. I'm gonna stand on the wall and look at them.
Like
I'm gonna come up there and ask for the same songs they playing on the radio. Why are you in the club?
Go home and listen to the
Why are
radio.
you at this party if you're looking for what's being played on the radio? I've never conformed to that standard. I never will. You know, I'm gonna play things most likely you never heard before. I'm gonna play some stuff that's gonna broaden your horizons. You should give it a chance. I'm not gonna play the same crap that everybody else is playing. I just won't do it. Even if it doesn't make me as much money as the next person, give me as much notoriety. Because it's not about that anyway.
But the whole thing about that is, it is gonna give you notoriety. Why? Because those songs, even if they don't, you can stand against the wall, but once that song start hitting and them beats get in you, you getting off the wall. Because you didn't give it a chance, and then you be like, oh, that's nice. And then you're gonna go and try to go out there and dance. Everybody dancing with somebody else, now gonna sit down.
But spending what everybody else was spending, then around the mid-90s, everything really happened for me around 95 when I came out of high school. From 89 to 95, I was spending what everybody else was spending. But when I really became professional at that point, I started taking a closer look at the quality and what I was really spending. What am I trying to project as a person, as an entity, as an artist to those I'm playing for?
What you want them to feel from you.
Exactly. Now, someone may listen to myself and say, oh, that's hot garbage or that's super repetitive. Hey, that's fine. Everybody has their opinion, but that's just how I roll. That's what I do.
But I can't see that happening though. Like I said, I've been to more than one event that you spent at. Your stuff ain't repetitive. You don't you mix it up. You got something for everybody at that party, no matter what age they are. You got something for everybody, and that's what I like. That's what I like. Everybody can dance and have a good time. So how did you get your name?
It's simple. It's a combination of my actual middle name and my last name. My first name, a lot of people don't know, is actually Elmer, but I got dogged out through the years. Hey, Elmer's Glue. Hey, Elmer Fudd. You know, one person even said, hey, Elmer the Sissy Duck. That was some type of cartoon, kid you not, but whatever.
From what era though?
I have no idea, but it was an old cartoon. And it was a little children's book or whatever. Whatever.
Why kids read that, I don't know.
Go figure. But I started using my middle name, Lamond.
Okay.
Not Lamont with a T, Lamond.
L-A-M-O-N-D?
I didn't want to do that because that sounded really crazy.
It's L-A-M-O-N-D?
L-A-M-O-N-D. Lamond.
Get out of here.
And I just used the L-A and used the first four of my last name, Hawk. LaHawk, or like French, the Hawk, or however you would say it.
LaHawk.
LaHawk. DJ LaHawk.
Like it.
That was easy enough.
That's nice though. I like that. Okay, is there a song that you may play, or songs that you play when you doing that really touch you and causes you to get emotional when you on, like say for instance, you out there, you at a party doing a gig, and you put on a song, do it sometimes just make you want to well up and cry?
Yes. Yeah, there are. Depending on the mood, one of the ones that really hit me in my heart whenever I play it is an edit by a DJ, producer, many years in the game, by the name of Twilight Tone. And he did an edit, and it's called Help Me Lord. And that's all it says. And for those that have heard that edit that I play, it comes from a well-known pre-house ending of disco era song where they just loop it, and the way he loops and how he lined up the drums and everything, I just love that, because when you play that at the height and you mix it in with Earth People Dance and other tracks along that line, it's beautiful.
It touches you and take you somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's when I be dancing with the speaker.
Yeah. Another one is it's an old salsa cut by the name is Good for the Soul. And this jockey producer that came out in the last few years, Pontchartrain, like Lake Pontchartrain. He's DJ Pontchartrain, and I believe the name of his track is called Lambrusco. It's like a cheese wine, cheese and wine. That's what he named it. It's off of an EP called Date Night. But he samples that, and reimagined the whole setup of that track, and I just love it. It is a beautiful breakdown, smooth disco cut. People that know me know I draw blanks. I always say I was about to say something. That's just me. But I'm
right there
trying
with
to
you.
think of the xylophone player that was so big with South Soul Orchestra, Vincent Montana.